Hi, my name is PJ. I'm here at the LCMS gathering in New Orleans, and I'm joined by Chris Llewellyn of Rend Collective, who will be taking the stage tonight for our mass event. Plus, Chris, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, it's so awesome. Mass event is the right word.
Yeah, it's a lot of kids. It's a lot of people. Yeah. So, Chris, you were here in 2016 when the gathering was actually the last time in New Orleans. From that experience, then coming back, is there something in particular you're excited for getting to be here?
I mean, honestly, any chance to get in front of young people is exciting to me. Christian music isn't always all about young people, as in that isn't who shows up necessarily at all the shows. So it's really amazing to get in front of kids who have no idea who we are. I think there's something freeing about that, and it lets God be central. It lets the worship be really central as well.
Yeah. Okay, I want to go there because so Rend was originally a young adult ministry, right? When you started. And so do you feel like there's still a special place in your heart, having gone through this for young adults, high schoolers, having worked so closely? I mean, that's, again, your guys' kind of origin story.
Yeah, I mean, they're my favorite people on the planet.
Yeah.
I actually grew up in youth ministry. The only qualification I have at all is in youth ministry.
Really?
I worked in that for years. So yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like this is an extension of that. And something I don't get to do as much as I want to. I feel like young people are just so excited about everything, and that's what kind of tails off. You know, music industry can be really cynical. People are getting less excited all the time and are getting less focused on authenticity, but young people just keep you right back on track.
Yeah,
and they see right through you too. You can't fake a young person.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah, they're the most just like perceptive, like
totally. I mean, they will switch off inside 2 minutes if they don't sense you're being real.
Yeah. So having a background in youth, do you feel like young people today, it's a similar predicament when you're thinking about speaking or writing towards young adults, young high schoolers, whoever it might be? Is it kind of like, yep, they're going through the same stuff they were when I was doing youth ministry back in the day, or have you seen things evolve?
So in a sense, I guess people are always people, and it's kind of the same. I do kind of think the mental health conversation has become more pressing. So I think that's something that we always make sure that we're speaking to, this idea that God and therapy and mental health are supposed to be combined and are really all part of the same conversation. It's not like there's God over here and there's therapeutic culture over here.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it really works best when we bring them all together. You know, a healthy spirituality lives inside a healthy body and a healthy mind. It's not like we can separate this all out. So I feel like, given the mental health crisis that we are in, and it does affect young people disproportionately, it feels like that's something that we need to speak to more in worship than I ever thought we would.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Yeah. And when you talk about that holistic, and again, please correct me if I'm mistaken, but Rend came from both that Isaiah passage, that you would rend the heavens and come down, right? Yeah. And then is it Joel who says, don't rend your garments, but rend your hearts.
This is the first time I've ever not had to explain that.
Oh, really? Yeah, good. Oh, thank you. Well, I find that so beautiful because it's kind of that twofold that God would break into the world, but then it's not just performative. It really is a heart thing. And so when you're thinking of your role in music, how do you try and capture that? So it's not just performative, but it's really reaching the heart.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of it is trying to break down the idea of what it means to be on a stage.
Yeah.
You know, over the years, that's kind of what we've been exploring and trying to work out. Like, how do you stand on a stage and somehow from that position say that the stage doesn't really matter? It's like kind of a weird paradox situation that we're standing in, but we just don't really believe in Christian celebrity culture at all. I have no interest in it.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of the kids here should have any interest in it either. I think it's cool that we're able to bring our gifts and whatever, but the thing that really matters is that we just bring our real selves before the real God. I've always felt that when Jesus said that the kind of worship that the Father seeks, the type of worshipers the Father is seeking, are those who worship in spirit and in truth.
Yeah.
I've always felt that really just means bringing your real self before the real God. And I think for us on stage, the challenge is to try to communicate that effectively, that we don't think we're special and that we're all doing it together. It's not something that we're doing to everybody, it's something that we're doing with everybody.
Yeah, that's really neat. So you talk about avoiding that. I mean, you guys have had some, I mean, I love your guys' music. You guys have had some really big hits. Is it tough when we live in a world that loves to elevate celebrities? So you're the ones who did this. Is it one that you find yourself having to push back against, or is it just, like you talked about, just the posture you present yourself with is kind of the best thing you can do to kind of curb from that?
Yeah. I think that the best thing that's ever happened to me is becoming middle-aged. Having kids who do not think you're cool at all. I mean, I think we struggled with it originally. Whenever we first had success, it was like, oh my goodness, does this make us special?
Yeah.
Are we experiencing the success because of our special brains that have special ideas? And no, it's not that. It really isn't that.
Yeah.
I've written enough bad songs at this point to realize that, like, no, you just kind of worked hard and got lucky. And like, I think God has used us primarily during the seasons where we've been most humble and most available to be used, rather than the times when we've really focused our efforts and tried to be really cool and slick with our marketing. You know?
Yeah, that's so cool. Now you talk about kids. How old are your kids?
So I have twins who are 3, and I have a 7-year-old son as well. So there's plenty to get on with.
Yeah, I can imagine. You get very full. And is it your kids sometimes travel with you guys on tours, right?
Yeah, most of them have been inside a tour bus at some stage, and I've gone on tour. It has been crazy. There was a time when there was like 3 buses, and it was just, those times were insane. There was one bus that was like literally just filled with like inflatable toys and trampolines and homeschool supplies. Yeah. Wouldn't go back there.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. We've tried everything, and I think honestly the best system is actually that I go away and do some work and come back and let them have a little bit of stability. And I've worked out I don't do overly well without a schedule, but it's like a totally necessary part of my job, but it's not necessary for everybody in our family to do that.
To have to kind of succumb to that same structure.
Exactly. Yeah, I think probably even from a mental health standpoint for everybody, it's really hard if you have no stable base.
Sure. Now, when you talk about authenticity, I mean, you guys seem to, again, that's an example of living it out, and again, trying to find what works for you guys. But I don't think of most artists saying like, "Hey, can my kids come too?" Like, I mean, and you guys, and are these rumors? Have you guys done each other's laundry even on tour and stuff?
Well, that's 100% true. Yeah. I mean, you gotta get mucked in. How
did that start? I mean, just somebody was like, "Hey, I'm doing laundry."
Well, I think it kind of almost went the other way around. It was like we were operating like that kind of a community, like that kind of family, way before we were even a band. So for years we had kind of lived in each other's houses, and we're at that stage in your 20s where your friends are kind of your family.
Totally.
We were at that stage, so it just felt really normal when we went on tour to continue that. And you kind of, if somebody's throwing in laundry, you do it.
Yeah.
And if somebody needs it folded and you see it sitting there on the bus, just get stuck in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really helped. Those rhythms, even though they seem annoying, they're grounding and important. Like, they make you feel like you're actually at home.
Yeah. It's not just a performance on a stage, but we're actually people working towards a common thing together. And that even to the nitty-gritty stuff like laundry.
Yeah, well, if the only thing you're doing is VIP meet and greets and, playing on a stage, and then you let somebody else take care of all your other responsibilities, you're not going to be a grounded individual. You are going to think you're special. You've created an environment where you're constantly ensuring you get that feedback, and it's not healthy.
Totally.
You just need to do some normal things.
Yeah. Remind yourself, I'm a normal person. Yeah,
exactly.
Now, you talked about just kind of like living together. So you guys have had, it's been cool to see how you guys have been able to integrate new people coming in, people phased out, and that, and I think it actually points to what you talked about, like the celebrity culture, that it's not, here's one figure, but you guys have integrated. And is there something you guys do that allows so many people with different gifts to come and contribute? Even your guys' name Collective starts from this idea that it's a group effort. Yeah,
so you're right. It started that way. I mean, if anything, the Collective has just grown wildly out of control. There were probably about 40 or 50 people contributing when we were back in Northern Ireland before we started touring. So that's like graphic designers and illustrators and guys who write poems and all sorts of things. And we kind of wanted it to feel like it was an expression of the church more than it was like a band just writing songs.
Sure.
Yeah, that felt a little bit small for us at that time. And so I think that's what you get out of the Collective. It was like, if you've got an idea, throw it in and we'll see what we can do. Like, and it could be anything. It could be an idea for a video. It could be an idea for a song. But we'll chase it. If it needs to be a book, we'll make it.
Yeah.
So we were really, in the beginning, we kind of grew out of that idea of being like an artist collective more than a band, but
sure,
it did seem to be the band that kind of stuck.
Stuck to that, yeah. So we as a church, we love when God uses all these different various artistic gifts. I love what you just described, poetry, graphic design, video stuff, obviously music. And one of the things we pray for is that God will raise up even more artists and of all meanings of artists within the church. Do you have any recommendations or tips for any young person who's here or who tunes in online in terms of, if you have a gift, you have an interest, like, hey, I might want to do something with this, just how to go about that or explore that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you only learn by doing. So, I mean, if you've got a passion, just chase it. If there's something in that interests you, even if it seems weird, like whatever it is, just dive into it wholeheartedly. Like if that's like, I'm really into badgers. Chase it. Like that's how interesting things happen. It's like, don't feel like you have to fall into any normal stream. Just chase your interests. I think that's how God calls people to become that body that's so diverse. He puts different sparks in everybody, and chasing that weird thing is usually where all the good stuff happens.
Yeah, and you can really run with that.
Yeah, it's like chasing hit songs and trying to be on a stage is nowhere near as like. It's not a good way even to write a song. I've really discovered that like chasing the weird interests. Right now, we just released a song that was based on the fact that I got really obsessed with Narnia for a while there.
Yeah.
But that didn't feel like that was going to end in a song. But I was just like, you know what? If you want to read 7 Narnia books,
and now Wild Love is out. Yeah,
blast in. Yeah. So
you literally went right where I was about to go, because that was 3 days ago it dropped, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So first off, what is it like when you're waiting for a song to drop? Because I gotta imagine, I mean, you chase this interest. I love Narnia. You write a song, you record it, you produce it, and then what's the build up? Is it one of those where you wake up that day like, oh, it's going out, or is it kind of like, oh, yep?
Yeah, it's like a crazy dopamine journey, because you wind up just checking socials all day.
Sure,
and you kind of have to. Like it's really the only time when it's my real job is to watch social media.
Yeah.
So actually you feel really drained after the weekend when something comes out. It's like, oh my goodness, I need to go outside and stop checking how many streams it has in the last hour and need to like reground myself.
Yeah, get some fresh air, some sunshine.
But it is really exciting. I love release days.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, there's so much build up. Like a song like Wild Love took years of development. Not all songs are like that, but that song really did take years. And to finally have it out in the world and kind of get reviews back, that's it isn't really alive until that happens for me.
Sure.
Until I hear what people are doing and how they're responding to it.
You're sitting on this secret, and then you actually get to see how people respond. Well, I don't know how many people have told you in person, but I love it. And I love that you ran with that line that Lewis writes so beautifully when I think it's Lucy is asking about Aslan, and she asks, like, is he safe? And the response is, of course he's not safe, but he's good. And you really work that into the song. Why do you think that that's a message in particular that Christians today should understand?
I actually think that the idea that we can control God and make him do what we want him to do is like one of the most prevalent ideas inside Christian culture right now, that God kind of serves our purposes. He serves our purposes politically and personally. I think it's critical to understand that isn't what God does.
Yeah.
You're totally welcome to have your politics. You're totally welcome to have this personal life that you're trying to make comfortable. But you can't drag God into it. He doesn't do that. That isn't how he works. God is way, way bigger than that. I mean, there is a paradox at the heart of that, the idea that he's good but not safe.
Yeah, there's a tension that you can't resolve.
There is. And I think to even just recognize for a second that, there are pieces of God I don't understand. There are things that he's doing that I'll never really get, or I won't get this side of eternity.
Yeah.
I think it's an important perspective.
Yeah. That's wonderful. When you read Narnia, you read Lewis, is there, outside of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, another book or piece or thought that you would recommend, whether it's to a young person or an adult, that you say, hey, I find this incredibly helpful?
I think, Horse and His Boy is really good too. I particularly like that one because it really reminds me of the Book of Esther in the sense that you don't really notice that God is in the book until very late.
Oh, fascinating.
Well,
yeah.
God, Aslan in the case of Narnia, but Esther's even more subtle about it than Narnia is because
it's not even really mentioned.
Not mentioned. Yeah, exactly. But like, does it matter that it's not mentioned?
Yeah,
it's quite clear that there's all sorts of amazing orchestration. So I think that's a really special book as well. Honestly, the whole Narnia series is amazing.
It's okay, great.
Yeah.
I echo that. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, Magician's Nephew is probably my third favorite. We could just go down this.
Yeah, that would be fun if you just want to give us a ranking. Yeah. That's fantastic. Thinking of books, this is more for my curiosity, but you guys are Oliver Jeffers fan? Is that true? Or do you guys have some fans? Yeah. I love The Day the Crayons Quit, The Day the Crayons Came Home. What do you love about? Well, you guys actually have a recommendation on children's books on your guys' website, which I love. Why? What led you to do something like that, or why do you care about kids' books?
Yeah, well, we were getting asked a ton about how we were raising our kids because they were all present. You know, we talked about them during.
Yeah.
So like when we'd be talking to people, everybody would see them. It's just kind of running past. So they'd ask us about parenting on the road, and a big part of like the rhythms that we were able to create were through reading and reading books. We love Oliver Jeffers. He's a Belfast-born individual as well.
Yeah.
So that's a two right there. We got C.S. Lewis, Belfast-born, and Oliver Jeffers. So.
I know. I don't. And you guys don't. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, we got the book too.
The big three, yeah.
But I think what's really special about his books, I think, is that they're just so tender, tender and offbeat. I like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's a good combination.
It is.
Now, our theme here at the gathering is endure, and we're pulling that from Hebrews 12, where we talk about running the race with endurance, and then looking to Jesus, who, for the joy set before him, endured the cross. When you think of whether it's your journey, the band's journey, or just any other experience you've had, what does endure bring to your mind?
Yeah. I would say in the last several years, I've had the experience of working out that time spent in the dark is actually valuable. I think, that if you got a photograph, if you got a film photograph, you develop it in the dark, and I think that's kind of how we work as well.
Yeah.
Over the last several years, I've struggled with depression. I've struggled with my son's diagnosis. He's nonverbal autistic, and for a while, especially before we understood it fully and really knew what we were doing, it kind of sent me spiraling. I think when I hear about endure, I feel like on this side of it, I realize that endurance really is actually, it's the goal. Like, you will not be able to have a life that is 100% about comfort. It just won't happen. Like, hard things are going to come and intervene. You're going to have things that you would never choose for yourself happen to you. And so it's actually endurance is the key characteristic. It's not necessarily like happiness or those things that we chase so much. It's critical that we learn how to persist in the face of hard things. Unfortunately, I think God gives us the strength to do that.
Yeah. Well, that ties perfectly into wild love and the idea that God isn't safe. We can't control him. He's not going to give me the life I want, but he's good in the end of the day, and he gives us the strength to reach the finish line.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Fantastic. Chris, as we close out here, any other things you'd want to share with high schoolers, maybe some of our adult leaders, just anything about the faith, your music, just something you'd want people to take away?
Yeah, I think what's really special about being young, and something that people my age and older don't mention enough, is that every single time anything interesting has happened in the world or a big change has happened, it's never been from people my age and older. It's always been young people. If change is coming, it's coming from those guys. And to just own that sense of you can do this. There are voices that would make you believe that you can't, but this is where the great art comes from. This is where change in society comes from. You're in the crest of the wave, and don't miss it.
Yeah. Feel free, take a shot, take advantage of that. Yeah. Awesome. Chris, thank you so much for taking time. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here, and looking forward to hearing you tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, man.